Taking a Page on Reiki, and this is Paige. For those who are new here, welcome to Love and Science channel. Welcome to joining us on on talking about Reiki. And for those of you who are returning to this video series, welcome and thank you for joining us once again. I am so grateful for your support, so grateful for all of you who have liked the video, like the previous video, and also commented on it. It is very valuable, and I'm very grateful for everyone who shared their opinion and their their take on what they have learned from this video series itself. And yes, today we are definitely returning to this mini series within the Taking a Page on Reiki, which is about using Reiki beyond the physical. Okay, and today we are definitely going to sharing my third favorite way to connect with Reiki, as well as having a mini Reiki session at the end of the video. So if you are interested in receiving Reiki from me, okay, feel free to stay on till the end of the video, and then of course to recite the consent so that you can receive the energy for your self-healing. Okay, and if it is helpful to you in any way, shape or form, if it's helpful in terms of expanding your practices, feel free to always give me a thumbs up, as well as please comment below how it helps you, and maybe share your opinions on how, if you have any tips, share them below in the comments so that it can help more people who are learning Reiki. Okay, so yes, today once again we're talking about my third favorite way of using Reiki beyond the physical, which is to use Reiki to connect to our shadow self or inner child or higher self, etc, etc, etc. Actually, this is one of my most used way, the way that I use Reiki the most, especially when I was starting, because I'm a big shadow worker. Yeah, I really love to work with shadow self, and it helps me to learn a lot more about myself. It helps me to learn a lot more, also have a lot more compassion. Okay, not just learn a lot more about others, but have a lot more compassion towards others when they have a certain behavior, when they are behaving in a certain way towards me. Okay, so shadow work is a very important thing to do when you're on your healing journey, because it helps you to know yourself better. It helps you to in some ways see yourself as a human, and in a lot of ways helps you to heal those toxic behavior that you might be having, because you are having that shadow self there trying to protect themselves. Shadow self, a lot of time they stem from fear, okay, our own personal fear towards certain things. Okay, like we might have a shadow self of other people leaving us, okay, abandonment issue, and then we will have that shadow self which is trying our best to keep people in our life, and that could be trying to control others. That could be trying to give a lot of a lot of favor, a lot of things to others, so that to keep them in your life. That can be part of your shadow self. Shadow self is not dark and ugly, and when you work with them, it's not going to break your world, that kind of thing. It literally helps you to bring you back to you, helps you to embrace and accept the part of you that has exuberate that those behavior that you have been doing without knowing why or how you're doing it. You can understand yourself on that deeper level, and with using Reiki, you definitely can connect with your shadow self more. How Reiki work with your shadow self or inner child? Mainly, Reiki can act as a communicator between yourself and these different parts of you, which you might have a hard time connecting to or having a hard time understanding. Reiki can also bring in more compassion for you when you're trying to deal with, let's say, a shadow self who you feel super resistant to accept, or you have too much guilt to fully embrace them. Okay, or you can use Reiki to work with your inner child. Okay, it can bring in the compassion and that patience with your inner child who has been hurt before, and right now they are resisting on opening up. They do not want to relieve those traumatic events they have went through, so they close themselves off. A lot of people, they have an inner child trauma, or they have been through inner child I will have to say wounds. They carry those wounds. They might have a hard time connecting to their inner child. They might even have a hard time recalling any past event that happens in their childhood. Like before I work with my inner child, okay, I have a lot of moments in my younger time that I do not remember. Like I do not have a concrete memories of my life until I was like 13 years old, and anything younger than that I only can recall like bits and pieces. I don't recall that much because there is that that block. Children, we all are human, mankind, okay, we all do actually close off the memories that is hurtful from us, so that it is part of a self-protection. We do not want to recall those memories where we experience pain. So yes, your inner child, if you're carrying any wounds, if they are carrying any traumas, you would definitely find yourself like having hard time to recall those memories, those years or even months, however long that is, that yeah, you have a hard time to recall most of the memories, even the happy one or the sad one. You don't remember exactly what's going on. So when you work with your inner child and starting to heal them, okay, and you will find all those memories surfacing, and using Reiki in this instant is amazing because it can help you to give yourself healing at the same time, give your inner child healing at the same time as you're giving yourself healing at the same time. And Reiki can work through time and space, so that when you are healing your inner child, you can actually send Reiki back to that time where where you experience the pain, okay. And yeah, you can actually work on healing the energy, harmonizing the energy at that event, so that you will have an easier time embracing it and work through those pain, so that right now you can be a healthier individual. Okay, I'm looking down at my notes here. So yes, Reiki can also help you to connect with your higher self, which is mentioned in the title over here. And higher self is I call them higher self instead of higher self, because higher self is the best version of you that you can be, and this best version of you exists outside of time and space, okay. The best version of you, and connecting to this best version of you that you can be, definitely can help you to gain wisdom and also advice and guidance from them. And using Reiki, you can work with that as well. Yeah, basically using Reiki to connect with your higher self and channeling messages from them, you will be able to interpret all those messages and guidance easier, because Reiki can act as a communicator between yourself and your higher self. And yeah, I personally do find it best when when a recipient is working with Reiki and combining this healing with either journaling and meditation. So if you are interested in that, always combine Reiki with something else, combine Reiki with journaling, combine Reiki with meditation, combine Reiki with breath work, combine Reiki with therapy, combine Reiki with any other method that you use for this mental and emotional healing, and you will see a greater result in a shorter time. So yes, that being said, okay, over here I'm going to pause the video a little bit. You probably won't notice the pause, but yeah, and then I will come back here and start setting up that meditation, that is the energy session for everyone. Okay, hi, welcome back. So this part of the episode, we are actually going into the energy session, and today I'm going to send Reiki to assist everyone to connect with their shadow self. Okay, so if you are open to receive the Reiki energy, feel free to read the consent over here. I will have it in caption over here, so that you can pause the video, you can read it out loud, and then play the video afterwards and receive the Reiki energy. Just in case, I'm going to repeat the consent over here. So the consent is I, full name, am open to receive Reiki energy to assist me to connect with my shadows and allowing me to understand its language. May the energy assist me to find common ground with my shadows and allowing us to becoming one again, so that together we can become a better version of myself. So it is. Okay, so yeah, feel free to read the consent, and once you do, feel free to let the video to play out, and you can just meditate, or you can just let it play out. As you either journal, meditate, or go by your day however you want. I would recommend not doing any heavy duty action, like not driving, not anything that requires your full attention, because sometimes Reiki energy can make us feel sleepy, and if you do, I do not want you to put yourself in danger. Okay, so apart from that, yeah, feel free to sit back, relax, and just receive the Reiki energy. Okay, so over here, you can gently close your eyes if you are into that. Okay, or if you want to keep your eyes open, if you're journaling, you can do so as well. No right or wrong way to do this. You can incorporate this energy for anything you're working on, like if you're working with your own shadow work your own way, you can incorporate the energy into that. And if you feel called to, breathe with me. Breathe in for 3 and out for 5. Breathe in for 3, out for 5. And once again, breathe in for 3 and out for 5. Reiki, excuse me, and directing Reiki towards you. Feel free to continue to breathe. If you're into meditation, just breathe and allow your shadow self to speak to you. Your shadow self has messages for you. Your shadow self have things that they want to tell you or try to explain to you. Feel free to allow yourself to receive them. Sometimes it might take a few minutes, or a few hours, or a few days, but if you, I would say, consistent with the meditation, with listening, your shadow self will be very eager to let you know what it is trying to tell you. Okay, so allow yourself to have that patience, have that compassion and love for yourself. That is a key way for you to connect with your shadow self. So shadow does not have to be dark. Okay, sometimes the shadow self simply meaning the part of us that we refuse to listen, that we refuse to acknowledge. The part of ourselves where we are shameful or guilty. Those are the self that we want to get to know again. that we want to incorporate back into our life. Because when you cast a part of you out because of their action, because of your thoughts, you're always going to demonize yourself. Don't demonize yourself. You as you is perfect as it is. If you see any hand movement, that's me working with the energy. That's my way of communicating with the energy. On this part of the energy, I'm seeing a lot of green color. It is a deeper forest green, very rich, and it is telling me about expansion, it's telling me about healing, it's telling me about compassion, about having that patience for, you know, for things to happen. Also the acceptance energy, yeah, like, you know, just accepting the world as it is. Accepting does not mean that you agree. Like, you might have a part of you, okay, that you disagree with, but that does not mean that you can't accept it as part of you. And the parts that you disagree with, of course you can change it, but you have to accept yourself too. You can't cast yourself out because you disagree with, you know, that thoughts that you have or the action that you make. Accept it, and you'll find forgiveness. Accept this, and you accept you, and you'll find freedom. You are human, and you don't have to be perfect. I think there's a lot of people are struggling because they feel like being human, being a decent human, we have to act in a certain way. Of course, there are moral rules that we can follow if we choose to, but morals is, I mean, it is being determined by the society. Sorry, the kids outside, like in the school, is very loud, but yeah, like morals, it is being determined by the society, and different part of the society, different communities, they have different moral, I would say, like, you know, mostly standard, but they have a few different view on morals, okay? And if we find ourselves doing something outside of you know, that morality standard, it means that we make a mistake. It means that we, you know, if we really believe in that moral, it just means that we have you know, crossed a line once. Does not mean that we have to condemn ourselves forever. And if that is part of the shadow that you're working with, you have cast, you know, part of yourself out because you have made a mistake, perhaps it's a good time for you to, you know, see yourself once again, bring yourself back to the center, forgive yourself. Forgiveness is one of the first steps for healing. And don't blame yourself for, you know, acting out in passion, acting out in emotion, because that is part of what makes us human too. You can't cast out the bad emotion in you. If you do, it means that you're casting out part of you that is human. Why would you want to do that? Once again, shadow work is not supposed to be scary. It does not mean that you will encounter, maybe part of you who is a homicide person. Maybe, like homicidal thoughts, okay, exist in everyone. When we are angry, when we feel so oppressed, we feel like we don't have power, we will always, human will always fantasize about killing everyone. Like, that is part of human emotion, okay? And yeah, I do think that, having those thoughts does not mean that you are a bad person. Shadow work does not mean that you will find out that you are a bad person. It just means finding out that you are human and learning to be okay with it. As you can hear, it is a very active school day over there, so I hope that it's not too distracting. If in any case it is, you can feel free to mute, okay? But yeah, when I'm doing session, I do channel messages, so apologize, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, have some love, have some compassion, and forgive yourself for what you have done. Forgive yourself for casting out your shadows even, okay? Forgive yourself for having those thoughts that you feel guilty of or feel shameful of, okay? Learn to be more compassionate with yourself, learning to accept yourself as you are. It is one of the very good first steps to start your healing, okay? Healing is not fixing yourself. You don't have anything to fix. What you need to do is accept you as you are. And if you have parts of you that you don't agree with, okay, parts of you that you don't like, you can change that part, okay? Accepting yourself does not mean that you have to be okay and act the same way. Us all are a creature of growth and changes, okay? So feel free to change parts of you that you don't like, definitely, but also understand that, hey, there's nothing wrong with being who you are, the way that you are. If you are, let's say you're shameful about being emotional, hey, it's okay to be emotional. Accept that, because that's part of human. And if you still do not like it, then learn to control the parts of those emotions that you, or the way that you express emotion. I mean, not control the emotion, but control the way that you express them. Find a better way and better outlet to express them. Like, let's say a lot of people have shameful like shameful thoughts about their anger because they act out when they're anger, that the way that they express the anger is not societally acceptable, then find a better outlet for their anger. Like learn to kickbox, that is a very good way to express the anger. Learn to write, okay, writing fiction or writing in general can be a very good way of expressing anger. Okay, so if you find yourself being shameful of any emotion, any parts of you that makes that parts a shadow self, and to accept them, okay, and to find a better way to manage or find a better way to express them, that would allow you to incorporate that parts of you back to you, which is what we want. We want to be a fuller parts of ourselves. And yeah, using Reiki, you can help yourself to do that. And I'm pretty sure everyone here, as long as you're working with yourself, you are, getting better. You are becoming a better version of you. And that does not mean that you have to fix yourself. It just means that you have to express yourself differently. But always be honest with you. Okay, always accept the parts of you. Maybe you don't like it. You don't have to like it. Accept it. This energy is helping everyone with their shadow work. And for those of you who wants to further work with me, you know where to find me. Okay, and yeah, just let me quickly close the session. Everyone enjoy the session. I hope everyone find this beneficial. If it helps you in any way, shape or form, feel free to give it a thumbs up, as well as share this video with those with your friends, with those who are working with their shadow self. Feel free to share the video with them, with those who are maybe even resistant to work with their shadow self. Share the video with them and let them learn a little bit of things about shadow work. Okay, and yes, once again I am going to launch some special services in the month of July, so feel free to check out the Healing Page. You can find me on my website, on my Twitter, and I will have things updated there, as well as new rounds for Reiki study. If you want to learn Reiki with me, they will be starting in July as well, and this will be the last round that I will keep it at the original price, and then the next round, round 11 onwards, I will be upping my prices. So if you're interested in learning Reiki, feel free to look into the healingpage.com under Reiki study, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you. Okay, so thank you once again for joining us. If this is helpful, you can feel free to like it, subscribe to us, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next video.